Hi, it's Maria. Today we're going to talk about the many faces of God. And I have to tell you, I'm refilming this because I actually did this couple of days ago and I looked at it and I was like, who is that person? It was like, I was like, I had overdone it on the eyeliner and I looked like I had, like a raccoon. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, this will be better. And the message has improved too, I think. So, and it's another midnight message where I'm a little giddy. But anyway, I wanted to ask you a question, and it's about God energy. And so, what do you think of God? When you think of God, what do you think of that energy? What do you see? What does God mean to you? What does God look like to you? I've written in my books about the many faces of God, and I mentioned last time they're all unpublished, and with the pandemic and stuff like that, I think there's been lots of delays, and so patience, is a virtue in so many things that have been going on. So at the right time, I know my books will be available, and I hope they help you see life differently from a different perspective. Anyway, I've put that notion out into the quantum field where infinite possibilities exist. So we'll just wait and see what happens, right? So anyway, in this message, I wanted to reiterate the concept of the many faces of God energy and what that means to you and what that means to me. Because God is you. God is me. God is the pianist. God is the truck driver. God is the housekeeper. God is the baby. And of course, yes, it's so much easier to see God in a baby, in a beautiful infant cradled in your arms, who looks up at you in awe and who gurgles and blows bubbles. Remember when babies do that? They blow bubbles, with their little rosebud lips. And they curl their little toesies, and they're just like so cute, and you just want to like kiss them all over. Yes. And so anyway, it's so much easier to see God in something beautiful than it is to see God in somebody that's lying, cheating, and yucky. And I know that as much as we feel entitled to berate others, because obviously that's not God, right? In the spirit of oneness and the awareness of our oneness with one another, that's the difficulty when we encounter people who we think, hey, that is not, I am not one with that person, right? No way. And no way is that person even close to being any part of God. And it could be because their emotions become our emotions because we are also interconnected. And so if they exhibit those very primitive emotions like hatred and anger and vengeance, we just say, oh my gosh, those people are unconscious, they're unawakened, and so they certainly can't be part of the divine. But they are part of the divine. They are on a different life path, and they have a different contract with the divine as to their purpose and what they are to do during this incarnation. And those are the people who see life as a struggle, and they have a visceral need to win. And most importantly, they don't love themselves, because human beings who love themselves love others. I mean, you just can't help it, right? And so power-hungry people seek attention because they feel such a void, such a lack inside, And I'm not saying that people are not entitled to own their own feelings or whatever, but remember that whatever energy we send out is the energy that returns to us manyfold. And so not only does that type of energy rob us of life that we're meant to live and having the joy, but it destroys our health, and it destroys our mental health and our physical health, and it can create all kinds of issues for us. So we just need to let that stuff go, because it's just not worth it, because you're not doing it for someone else. Do it for you so that you can live a good life, as good a life as you can while you're here, and be surrounded by positivity and laughter and love. Anyway, of course, we're to stand our ground And Jesus reminded us of that because Jesus called out people who were the dysfunctional people, who were thieving and who were abusing others. And so when we own our feelings, we love ourselves as well, because we don't have any thoughts of vengeance or retribution or anything, because those feelings don't get us anywhere. They just keep us stuck in like this karmic loop. And the more we have those feelings, then the more people like that we draw into our world. And that's the last thing we want, right? So if we remember that God and God essence and the energy of all creation and the divine source, whatever name you attach to that magnificent and omnipotent energy, God created his children, if you will, the human beings on planet Earth, to be presented with situations and which are actually opportunities to seek peaceful solutions to any problem we face. So when we look at our life that way, we've got it made, right? God is everything and everywhere at every moment. And so in that moment, we see our adversary as an unhealed aspect of ourselves. And the solutions are always there, even if we don't necessarily find them at any particular point in time. We know that the solutions exist in the quantum, where divine intelligence exists, and there is nothing that is not available to us there. So human beings have evolved from our very primitive Neanderthal states, of beating our chest and dominance and advocating to advocating mutually beneficial outcomes for all. So on that note, I ask you to think of those circumstances and situations that actually presented themselves as opportunities to love yourself, for you to love yourself, and to see life for what it really is, an illusion to move you toward greatness. Because everything that happens to us from the minute we awaken until the minute we go to sleep at night, we are faced with choices. So we have the opportunity to do the right thing or to do something that doesn't serve us, because there is no right or wrong. It's just that one choice helps us move forward to become our best self, and the other choice kind of can bring about karmic circumstances for us, because it's not in our highest good. And so when we go against what we know is the right thing, then that's when we get in trouble. And anyway, I wanted to keep this short, but yesterday I promised you that I would give you an update on the crazy Honda, and do you want to hear it? So, the one where the doors fly open and the lights flicker and the horns blare, the alarm blares, and the wipers span the front windshield and the back windshield, and the radio turns on, and it's all that goofy stuff, But so that was a test for me, because I didn't really, I thought, oh, I can handle this, until it got to the point where it was overheating and ready to explode. That created a very dangerous situation. It was smoking and rumbling, and I was not going to get behind that wheel. And that was a test too, because the LA dealership in Los Angeles, Airport Marina Honda, the general manager just said, oh, just drive the car here. I was not going to drive the car 1,000 miles from Ashland, Oregon to LA in a car that I thought was highly suspect and very dangerous. So anyway, it's, we have to have a safe car. And that car was under full warranty anyway, and it was a year old. So anyway, I did see a message from Honda on my voicemail. So I'm going to return the call, and then I'll let you know what they say. So anyway, be strong, stand your ground, tell the truth, and life will take care of itself. So I'm sending you lots of love and kisses. All right, until tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Good night.